Good evening. It's 8th of January. It's a Friday, and finally, the first official week of the year has ended. And one thing is for sure, whatever might happen, like let weeks go by, months goes by, or for the matter, even the year go by, people don't change. It's just that the calendar change, but people don't change at all. I mean, that's the case with my team. I I don't know. 1 week down the line, uh, my perception, I don't know for whatever reason I had this, but my perception was after coming back from a break, I thought like people mind would be refreshed, they would start thinking more positive, they'll start thinking more towards what the team wants, what the company wants, and all the stuff. But still they want to stick to their own mindset and their own style of working, their own fashion of working, and whatever. I think I told earlier in the week that on Monday it was kind of like the first official working day of the year, and I had a person reach out to me asking for leaves for the last week of January because he wanted to go on a vacation. And today the call started, the usual daily call started, and the first thing they told us, can we reduce the calls to like 3 or 4 times a week instead of five? I was like, why? And they're like, it's boring to attend call every day. I mean, like, is that even a reason that okay, boring to attend call every day? Like, and they were told like, okay, it's difficult to come up with a status for every day. I understand. Like sometimes it might found like too overwhelming, like coming back every single day morning and figuring out what to do. But that's exactly your job. You're supposed to do something during the day so that you can come back next day and tell that this is what I did, this is where I progressed, this is where I didn't progress, this is where but instead, like, I mean, I understand, like, they might not have progressed anything, but instead of telling that they did not progress, which I don't know for what reason they fear, they want to skip the meeting. And I had the team lead, the tech lead, message me while this conversation is going on. They're like, he's like, let's reduce it to 3 times a week. Like, I asked why, and he's like, I'm frustrated. I'm already carried away by too much of work and tension. I mean, I given him an option, like in the past also. I mean, I know he is like overworked and a little bit too stressed out. But I told him like, if that is the case, you skip the call. You don't have to attend the call. I'll talk to the resources. But because for me, I find that the resources are more difficult to handle rather than the tech lead. And the resources, once you give them a little bit of lenience or a little bit of leisure, then just start playing games. And I don't want to give them any room at all. And he told, I'll talk to you later. Probably we'll have to figure out if we can reduce the cost and all. He never came back, and I'm fine. And it's not just the calls or updates or something. They just don't even bother to change their mindset regarding following a process, a simple process. I'm not even telling I have defined this process. I'm not telling the organization has defined the process. This is something which, as a technical person, as an engineer, as a developer, you're supposed to follow certain process and procedures when you're doing some development activity, and they don't even want to follow it. They don't want to do unit testing, they want to merge the code, they don't want to do any documentation, they don't want to update anything in the story that they're working on GitHub, nothing. They just want to do some job and go out of it. At the end of the day, all that they come back and ask is, when is a promotion coming, when is a hike coming, when is a bonus coming? I mean, if that's the only thing that you want to work for, then I don't know, I really say move on. That's what I would tell on the face. Like, there are difficulties for all of us. Money is important for all of us, but at the end of the day, you are getting money for the work you do, and make sure that you work. Okay, show some productive work, show some quality work. But I don't think so. People really bother about the quality of work and sometimes even the quantity of work. And another strange thing that started off from today is that my manager has set up a monthly meeting, monthly team meeting, or what it's termed as staff meeting. Uh, I kind of found it strange, I would call it, because this kind of like a staff meeting is something which I've been exposed to when it comes to the management team and the higher management team meeting. But even for we meeting our own reportees, if you want to call it staff meeting, maybe right, technically staff is the working staff, but I don't know. But anyway, the whole topic was to get to know if the resources have any challenging issues with the operations or with the HR stuff or anything. But more emphasis was paid on the training aspect of it, something like outside of your mandatory training, go beyond, above and beyond your capacity and start looking into some kind of training which will enhance your technical skill set and which will make you get more exposed to what's happening in the organization. I don't know where this came from, but honestly, I was taken back a little bit. I was like surprised like why this topic is even coming up. But anyway, there are certain things I have to follow and I have to cascade. So when I had my own team meeting, which was like after an hour from that one, I had to literally, as I said, like cascade it down to the team and tell them to do that. I don't know how much people accepted or like felt that why are they even talking about uh, technical trainings and all those stuff. But I don't know if it's some kind of a science for anything, but let it be. Let them take however they want. That's what I would say. And yeah, I did set up my own team meetings, but I called it as team meeting, and even I kept it as like a monthly one, just 1 hour after the one wherein I attend as a participant, so that I know if there is anything that needs to be cascaded back, I get that information and then I can do it to my team. But the day and the week ended in a very good note because yesterday I had reached out to one of my senior team member who is kind of, I would say, very good in the financial aspect of things, especially on the savings and taxes and investment and all those things. He's pretty knowledgeable. He's a pretty senior guy also. So I wanted to talk to him yesterday. I told him that today I'll call him, and for whatever good reasons, he himself reminded me that we had to speak, and we got on a call and we spoke for 1.5 hours. Let me tell you honestly, I am somebody who is very bad in financial management. Very, very. It's a very honest confession. I'm terrible in finance management, be it investments or savings or anything. For me, savings is keeping money aside. That's it. Okay, I don't even think about interest or doing something more productive out of that money and all those stuff. And as I told yesterday, gold and all those things, buying gold as an investment was never in my scope at all. But that was the whole idea behind the call today. I wanted to understand a few nitty gritties of like how certain things work, what is good, what is not good, what is a preferred service provider, what to avoid, what to not avoid, and things like that. But in that way, it was a very big eye opener for me because I knew, like I want to tell you, I'm exposed to all these things like PPF and insurance and mutual fund and SIP and home loans and all those stuff. I know what these are, but how will it fit into my own bucket of what I'm trying to achieve going forward is all those things which I wanted to plan around. In a way, my dad is also very good in all those things. But what happens is, um, my dad has a certain mindset wherein he wants me to go in a certain way what he went or what he thinks is right, which I'm fine, that is his perspective. But I want more perspectives. I want to understand from others also what is good, what is not good, and why they feel it is good. And end of the day, I want to take a decision because somebody says mutual fund is good and somebody else says mutual fund is not good, or maybe somebody says that invest in stocks and somebody else says don't invest in stocks. Like it's almost same like what I'm telling. Things about term insurance and all that stuff. My wife feels that term insurance is not a right thing, but most of the people around me in my workplace, they feel that you should have a term insurance and that's the first thing that you should have. So it's good to understand what is the different perceptions and of all those stuff. And end of the day, I want to take a decision on what to do, what not to do, and all those things. So that was very nice. I think I got a clear picture on what I need to do and what I need to think in terms of. So in that way, I think I'll sit and plan something over the next few days because the first half of this month, I want to figure out what I want to do and I want to channelize all that money and program it, I would say, so that I don't have to worry about it in the coming months or coming years. So in that way, it was pretty productive. So that's how positive the day and the week ended. So heading to a weekend, I'm not really sure. Just like last year, if I'll continue to do weekend journals or anything. But if I do, I might come back and do a 5 minutes quick journal, or maybe I'll come back on a Monday and I'll let know how things went on the Saturday and Sunday. So that's it for today. Thank you and take care.